So part 4, I walked in and he introduced me to his grandmother and his grandfather. He left the room to go get his things, and he goes, his grandmother came up to me. I'd never met this woman in my entire life. And she said, David, I prayed that you would come. And she gave me this big hug. And all I could think of was every day when he had come in, the one thing I had done different with this young man was I shook his hand. Nobody else I did that to. I always just gave them gum. But with him, I just shook his hand every day. That's how we got to be kind of friends. And anyway, it seems so foreign today because so many people don't shake hands anymore. But anyway, he ended up leaving the room, and I stopped and I looked and I went, yeah, something's going on here. Something's going on. And so he and I got in the car, and we were heading on our way. And this young man was not, he wasn't going to church or anything like that. Obviously, I think his grandmother did, and grandfather did, but anyway, that's all we had really talked about is he knew I went to church. But he stops me and he looks straight at me and he goes, I don't know how I know this, David. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I've never said anything like this before. But somehow I just know that God wants you and I to be friends. And I just shook my head and I went, yeah, something's up, okay? I could see, well, I don't want to give it away, but I could see that there was something different. And so we talked about God the entire way. I mean, he had all these questions. He was a believer, but he was not following at the time. He had been saved when he was younger, kind of made a mess of his life, and then was kind of trying to get himself back on track. And we got there. I dropped him off to his girlfriend, and I got home. Now, the thing about taking him is I'm going to have to go pick him up because his grandparents were elderly, and I thought, well, I'm going to be taking him. I'm going to be picking him up. That's just reasonable. And I was like praying on Saturday afternoon, and I was just talking to God. And it's when I just talk. And I said, God, I really don't have time to pick this guy up. I've got this big test on Monday. How am I going to do that? Well, about that time, the phone rings literally seconds later.